Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tseho. In today's video, we are talking about consistency. It seems like such a common word, such a simple word, but it is so difficult to do. It's so difficult to be consistent. However, if we would be consistent, we could achieve the things that we want to achieve. I don't know if you guys have noticed, for people that are wanting to get wealthy, you know that you get people who have got dreams of being millionaires and billionaires, and for them to grow, for the most part, you always hear them when they share their stories of how they've achieved the things they've achieved, is that they have been consistent. While most of us are enjoying life and are taking it easy, these people work hard and they work often and they work late into the night. And normally, when they have achieved their dreams, it is after a few years of constantly pushing. And I've seen that that's the thing that divides the ordinary man from the man who makes a success of himself, no matter what it is. Think about people that are high achievers academically. Maybe they go on to get their masters and their PhD degrees. Think about how they are consistently um, working hard, consistently studying. When it comes to homework, they're consistently doing it. In school, they're consistently giving good results that allow them to achieve in the academic world. And in the same manner, you find that an artist will consistently do the work that they need to do. If they're a painter, they'll consistently paint, and at the end of the day, they get better and better and better. My husband is a painter, and because of the tourism um, having gone down for the last few years, especially during COVID, the tourism basically just stopped, and people were not buying paintings anymore. And he stopped selling paintings. He has been doing all kinds of jobs in order to make money, but he stopped painting. But in the last few months, he has had a big company that's been getting orders from him for art. So because he's been consistently painting, I have seen the improvement in his artwork. It has become better and better, and it wasn't as rusty as it was when he began. When we've been consistently waking up early to exercise, um, we have seen results in terms of weight loss. Of course, there are parts where we hit a plateau. Like I have hit a plateau because we've only really just been walking. And in order for me to lose more weight, I probably have to cut down my food and be consistent with that. However, people who consistently exercise, they build muscle, they get healthier, and they're better for it. In actual fact, I was talking to someone recently who is overweight, and she was saying to me that she has actually been in the gym. I know sometimes the people that are overweight, when they're starting to lose weight, they feel like they are kind of they're being judged by other people. And so she was explaining that she's been in the gym, but for the number of months that she was in the gym, she lost only 3 kg. So I was like, she's looking at it totally different. If she saw it in terms of, if I'm consistent, where will I be within a year? Where will I be within the next 2 years, the next 5 years? Health wise, she will benefit, because even an overweight person who exercises regularly is at a healthier place compared to someone living a sedentary lifestyle. Think about the greatest musicians that we have today. So years ago, I was about 21 thereabouts. Um, I bought a guitar. And the reason why I bought a guitar is I was already teaching Sunday school. I have been teaching Sunday school since I was 17, to be honest. And by the time I was 21, I had been a few years in. And so I bought myself a guitar because I was always calling one of the guys from the worship team to come and play music for me while I teach the kids. And I was like, it would be better if I just learn to play myself. But I was just never consistent with it. I could get by, but I wasn't very good. And sometimes, if not for the help of the tuner, if I was playing out of tune, I wouldn't even know it because I haven't stayed consistent enough that my ear is even trained to hear music well. And so I find that a lot of people who are succeeding in whatever field of life that they're in, whether it's in academics, whether it's business, whether it's in their career, whether it's in parenting, the people that succeed the most are the ones who are consistent at everything that they do. In actual fact, I was really inspired by two little girls who come to our Bible club that we run from home. And these girls, they arrived as babies and they were coming with their older siblings. Honestly, they were toddlers when they arrived. And when they came, literally their function was to sit in the meeting and to sit quietly, and we'll give them coloring paper to color and distract themselves. And now it's like they have mastered coloring. I feel like I'm looking at young artists whenever I'm looking at their work. They participate in the craft, they do the songs, they do the memory verses. And I was just like blown away by how much input they put in. And I was like, wow, they're so different between themselves and the other kids their age, because other kids come and go, and we've got a few families, kids that come from one household. We've got a number of them that come regularly and they never miss. And if they miss, it's once off, and it's because they've traveled out of the village. And so, because of being more consistent, they have become so good. And not only do I notice that they enjoy the Bible club itself, but they actually also enjoy school. And that has just blown my mind, just to learn that lesson from those two little girls, that consistency pays off. It's building blocks, and if you're putting a brick on top of another all the time, there's nothing that you can fail at. I don't know if I've mentioned my struggle. I really have been struggling to be consistent with YouTube. First of all, when I started YouTube, it was easier because in my mind, I wasn't even thinking about the making money aspect of it or the business side of it. My husband, who grew up here in Bulawayo, he has always been planting vegetables for a long time, and foods like vegetables like lettuce and eggplants and petty squash and baby marrow. I only used to see those things in the supermarket, and half the things I didn't even know how they are cooked. And so when I saw him do this as his lifestyle, even from the time when we're first meeting until we're engaged up to being married, I just kind of got thinking that that would inspire someone out there to know that they can actually grow their food. And then when we bought a rural land and moved and built and moved to rural land, I was like, that can actually be inspiring. There's so many people who live their life paying rent. They don't know about the possibility of owning a house. And I figured that if we just share a little bit of our life, it can inspire them that way. And actually, we've had many people from all over the world telling us that they have been inspired by our channel. One of the most amazing testimonies is that a friend of ours in England had had met someone on the road from Canada, and basically where he was staying while he was visiting home in Zim, they had run into someone from Canada. He just kind of picked up by the way they were dressed and how they were looking, even though they were walking on the street. He kind of picked up that these people don't live locally, and then he got into a conversation with them, and they exchanged numbers. And then one day he was just talking to them, and he was telling them that his house that he built had been inspired by our channel, but he didn't say who we are by name. He just mentioned that there's this show that I watch. They didn't even click that it was a YouTube show. They thought it was a show on TV. And he was like, these people helped me to build my house. They helped me to see the possibility that I can actually build my house. And then he sent us the beautiful house. He's got this beautiful house with a thatch roof. It's like a more of a square house, whereas our house is a round house. It's a square house with a thatch roof, but it's absolutely stunning. And now I'm trying to think, how did they discover that he was talking about us? The friends from England had come to Zim. I remember that. And we had gone to to Chipangali together. And he said, and I recorded that video and I uploaded it. And Chipangali is like a rehabilitation center for animals that have been abused. And anyways, so I recorded our trip to Chipangali. It's like a nature reserve, but they look after animals that were not well. So anyways, he sees that video and then he contacts our friend and says, "Oh, that couple that you're with is the one that I was telling you that inspired me to start to build my home." Anyways, long story short, our channel is educational and it's been helpful. And a lot of Zimbabweans, we've had people from in the diaspora who have said that they've been inspired to build their home back here in Zim. And therefore, we know that it's helpful. But just the I don't know, after doing it for a few years, and the fact that the channel growth has remained the same, and we haven't even earned, we've only earned a little bit from it so far. I'm even embarrassed to say we've earned $100 from it so far. Um, yeah. So all that, the fact that I'm burnt out, the fact that the channel hasn't been growing, it's like I came to a complete halt. But of late, I've been thinking, I feel like I don't know what to share anymore in order for this channel to grow. But at the same time, if I continue with consistency and put on the building blocks year by year, in 10 years, my channel will be in a different place altogether. So I'm inspired. And I hope that inspires you to know that anybody who's ever done anything well, the people that we read their books, the people whose music we listen to, the most famous people whose art we enjoy, the footballers we watch, and whatever game, the sports that it is that you're into, rugby, whatever, those people have put time and they've been consistent. And the reason why we admire them, somehow they push above the average person who is a quitter. A lot of us, if the conditions are not right, we quit. There are days where I'm so tired at the end of the day. I've been doing so much, and I think about sitting down and doing a video and talking to you, and I feel like I'm exhausted already. And that's not the attitude of the non-quitters, those people who are consistent. Even if they have worked hard, if there is a thing on their checklist that's not done for the day, they are not finishing the day without doing it. Whereas I might just think, ah, it's time to rest now. And I was just thinking about someone that I know who was talking about starting a business. And I was just saying to my husband, but you know what? They need the money, but even now, I know that every day they're not consistently doing something towards building the business. When we want to build business every day, there's got to be something that we're doing that is going to help us build that company. And it's a message for myself, first of all, before it's a message for anyone else. And if there's a scripture I should leave all of us with, is Galatians 6 verse 9. Let us not grow weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Galatians 6 verse 9. Let us not grow weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. I hope that you've been blessed by today's video. Until next time, bye.